Welcome back, guys. This is Ishmael Ortiz.
And I'm Amaya Cartagena.
And this is
Matt Washington, aka Cool Hands Academy.
And this is a powerful new era.
Play the beat.
This guy right here. He has Cool Hands Academy, which we're going to get all into, and we're going to discuss deeply how it started, where it's at, where it's going, everything. We're going to get there. But to start off, because this is our a new segment, you know, obviously we had our first episode of it. Now it's our second segment of a powerful new era. So you and Ish ball together? Like, how'd you guys meet? What's your dynamic? How we get here?
I mean, I've been hooping in the area for a while. Probably since I was like 13. And I think probably hoop with Ish at Centennial. And that's kind of how we met. Thought he was a lot older when I met him. Kind of found out he was like 20.
Everybody.
Like 20, man. So, yeah, that's how we kind of met, just hooping.
Yo, when they met him, they were like, he's like 28, right? And I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I thought he was older, man. And he told me he was 20. I was like, man, this man's a child, bro. I'm like, man.
In my prime.
Yeah, man, so.
That's crazy. So you guys met just hooping, and then from there you guys just got along, and...
Yeah, man, just mutual, like, just respect for being a hooper. Like, Ish is a shooter, and I'm a slasher. So he complements my game well. Me going to the basket and having somebody to kick the ball to. So, you know, we kind of always mesh when it comes to playing basketball. So, kind of build a relationship from there.
Nice. So
Most annoying person to guard, by the way. Most annoying person to guard. That's all I got to say.
So, were you around when New Era, like, just started?
Yeah, man, I was around, and when he started it, like, I would hit him up because with my business, I try to help put other people on. And I try to work with people that I know before I venture out and work with other people, even if he might charge more than I get it, like a cheaper service. But I always try to keep it within, say Ish recommend me to somebody, I'm gonna go work with that person because Ish recommended him. So when he started doing New Era and the camera work, I did a free event back in August and I hit him up. And whatever his price is, I'll pay it because I try to support everybody that's with me. So.
Absolutely, cool. So was that the first thing that you guys collaborated on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was super dope.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, Cool Hands, because now you saw the beginning of New Era. So, how do you feel, just really quick, as, like, someone who's seen it from the very beginning? Because I didn't get to see it from the very, very beginning. Like, I wasn't around during it. So, your perspective, what has it been like? Because now we're on a New Era podcast, you know? What's your perspective of seeing that grow?
My perspective from just pretty much anybody that's starting a business that works a job is tough. And for somebody to continuously put time into it and grow and just try to build it up from nothing, it's good to see. Ish, being a young man, I met him at 20, say he's 22 now, so just building it up, probably for like a year or 2 years, just building it up and being consistent is one of the biggest parts and just trying to grow. So I love it. In the community, it's a lot of people tearing each other down when they try to do new things. So I'm one of the people that's going to be positive.
It's our first snaps.
On the powerful new era.
I'm one of the people that's going to be positive, and I'm going to support however I can, whether I'm using my business or just me as a person. So if I know you, I'm going to support you. Ish might post something, I probably didn't watch it. But when I scroll past it, I'm going to double tap it because the likes matter and the views matter.
Absolutely.
So I'm always going to be
another one.
I'm always going to be double tapping, man. So.
Absolutely. That's super cool to see. Yeah, and the consistency, like you said, is a super important thing, and that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to work with him was because of how consistent Ish is, and that's something that I'm trying to pick up on and like do for myself as well. So you saw the beginning of New Era, so let's talk about Cool Hands because that's been around for a long time. Since what, 2021? Or before that, 2018? No.
Probably 2021. I was back. I was in my last year playing college basketball at Weber International, and a guy, he asked me, could I train him? And I'd never trained anybody before. I kind of just hooped. So we ended up training at Deep Creek Park, and from there I kind of was like, you know, I'm very knowledgeable of the game. So when I trained him, I was like, hey, this is something I could do. I posted on the internet. I got a lot of feedback from the community, and I had other people kind of hit me up like, hey, can we work? And I kind of grew from there, just from training to now that's how I bring my income in, but now it's more of a youth organization. So what I've done with it, I've sponsored a golf tournament for Murdoch Middle School. I've given a lacrosse player a $500 grant he's going to play lacrosse. So even though I'm a basketball guy, I kind of dive into other sports. And if, you know, an athlete reach out to me and they need help, no matter what sport it is, I'll do my best to, you know,
Can you go over the process of like how you get these kids like their scholarships and stuff like that?
So going to Weber, I left with a great relationship. When I went to Weber, I had a kid, and they made me feel like home. They let me know like, yo, the kid is first, and they didn't penalize me for having a kid. Obviously, I was nice, like I was a good enough basketball player to get those type of perks.
Facts.
So when I left there, I finished my last year playing ball there. I kept the relationship there. So me and Coach Rutledge at Weber, you know, every time as far as off season comes around, we'll have just talks about athletes. So I hit him up like, hey, I got this guy Ishmael. He's a shooter, but he plays hard.
Right.
And they'll go up there, they'll get a look, we'll talk about it. And just other guys, like I had some baseball people who were looking for offers, and I'll get on my phone if they've worked with me, and I'll email colleges.
Make your moves,
and
yeah.
I'll try to help them out. But you know, as long as they work with me or work somewhere that I know and they're connected with me, I'll do my best if they need help to try to get them out there.
Absolutely. And so it's interesting that you talked about just the adversity of having a child while trying to, you know, take the game serious and kind of progress. And I saw one of your Instagram posts, you were just talking about how you struggled for, you know, just not struggled, but you played for years, you know, with Weber, and then you got into semi-pro basketball, correct?
Correct.
So talk about that. What was that process kind of like? Because it's not like a typical, I guess you could say, progression, which is great because progression, we talk about that all the time. It is not linear, and progression looks very different per person.
Right.
So talk about the adversities of getting from point A to point B.
And get into deep detail, like just how disciplined, like how balanced everything had to be.
So when I was hooping at Port Charlotte High, I finished there. I won 3 district championships, and the thought of playing at the next level didn't really cross my mind as I was just playing. Right? No, we ended up losing the Sweet 16, and that's when it got to, okay, what's next? I ended up going to my first college, and I wasn't a fan of it. I left after 3 semesters, and that's when I had my kid. So when I left that school, I had a $5,000 balance. I ended up sitting out of college for 3 semesters. During those 3 semesters was extremely hard because I had to open my phone every day and see dudes where I felt like I was way better than play at the next level. And I'm home, I got a kid, I got people telling me, hey, hang it up, hey, this is too hard. So it's very hard to pursue a goal when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So for me, having a kid and still working, and I got this balance of $5,000 at like 20 years old hanging over my head while paying rent, while paying bills. So now I'm trying to find extra money to get this balance paid. Luckily, rest in peace to my mom, she ended up paying that $5,000 balance for me to get back into Weber. During those 3 semesters, you learn a lot about yourself and how locked in, how committed you are to your craft and what you want to do and where you want to be in life. God bless, like I said, I found a home at Weber, somebody who embraced me for who I am. And
did you have a connection, or was it just like
I just
put in the work?
emailed? And when I left my first college, I only emailed the 4 closest schools to me because I didn't want to be too far away from my son.
Exactly.
So God led me to Weber, and I ended up going there. From there, my last tape, I started emailing it out, and I emailed a team in Bradenton called Bradenton Yes Sir, and you know they gave me a look, and I've been associated with them ever since. So
Yes,
it's been a journey to get here and just add it on my resume. A lot of people outside, it looks easy, but on the inside, it's been a process to get to where I'm at basketball wise.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the team, yes sir, that's that semi-pro team, and then the ABA. Can you explain the difference between like the NBA, ABA, AAU? You know what I'm saying?
So the NBA,
like what the benefits are and perks and like what comes with.
So pretty much 99% of guys in the NBA are on a guaranteed contract. You know, if Ish was in the NBA, he get cut today. He's probably gonna get paid for the rest of that.
No.
He just
put him on blast.
He'll get paid for the rest of that year, right? So if he's on a $5 million for that year, he's gonna still make that $5 million, whatever the guaranteed portion of that contract is. Pretty much, when you're not a high-level athlete in your league, if you get cut from that league, so say Ish went to China and he got cut, now he's out of a job. So let's say Ish works 40 hours a week at Walmart, and Ish is making good money. He's a manager at Walmart, and Shanghai Sharks call him, and they're like, Ish, we want you to come hoop over here. We need you to average 20 points. And Ish goes over there, and he's averaging 13. Like, yo, you got to go.
Right.
So now Ish has left his job at Walmart, went overseas, and got fired because people think that this basketball thing is sweet when it's not. Like, guys are on non-guaranteed contracts, and it's really a dog-eat-dog world basketball-wise outside of the NBA. It kind of happens in the NBA as well. Like, you'll get guys who pass the ball too much. So now, I'm using Ish again. Say Ish is really a 10-point per game scorer, and we could pay Ish $5 million a year. But here I come, and I'm on some Magic Johnson stuff, and I done inflated Ish points to 17 points a game, but really Ish is not a 17-point per game player.
Right.
Now Ish is going to get more money in free agency. He's going to leave the organization. So it's a lot of politics that happen in basketball where you don't really know unless you're kind of locked in and you're studying the game. So you'll get guys who are like, hey, we need you to average 25. Don't be all that passing stuff because you're going to cause guys to leave and go make more money when we can keep them at this 10 mil instead of him going to get 17 mil, and we can't afford to pay him 17 mil. So it's a lot of politics that happen in basketball that, you know, when you're not trying to make it in that world that you don't understand. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
crazy, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Tough.
So but that's cool that you're super, super knowledgeable about that. And I think that's, you know, that just shows like how serious you do take it and everything. And so with going kind of wrapping back to Cool Hands, when did you started all the training and then you started doing some content in 2021, correct?
Right.
And then you transitioned into how do you make the income? I know it's your income now, but at first, how did you make enough money to do it? You were a teacher, right?
So I started, this year I just became a PE teacher. I've been a substitute teacher for the past 3 years. So, I mean, that was kind of my income. I was a summer camp supervisor over the summer when school was out. So I kind of, subs get paid pretty good money, man, I'm not gonna lie. So substitute teachers get paid some really good money. So I was doing that, and like I said, summer camp supervisor over the summertime, Queen's Academy on the side, and, you know, eventually I went from calling it a side to filing and actually taking it seriously as a business, merchandise, collaborations. So, yeah.
And so now you mentioning collaborations, because that's one of the main points here is why we're doing this, is because there's so many overlapping mindsets between athletes and creators when it comes to, you know, your sport and then the creator's craft. There's a lot of overlapping mindsets, and you do have to kind of have that creative side as well, right? Because you have to come up with the merch, and then you also, your jerseys, by the way, are fire for your league.
Shout out Daniel Davis.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah. For real. And you do have to, you know, take content and edit it and make things look nice. So where does that creative side come in for you? And what's your process like when it comes to that?
Yeah, so I'll put something out and kind of see how it does. Right now, I've found a formula on kind of how I post and how I record and what I record. So for example, I went from recording like landscape to portrait because I understood how the world is moving, TikToks, Reels, and all that stuff. So nobody's really watching.
People don't want to change their phone.
Right. So when I first started recording like that, and I was like, okay, this is not it. So I changed, started recording portrait mode, and, you know, just little stuff like that, as it seems, like, it'll make a big difference. A lot of trainers, they'll post like only the highlights and only the good stuff, where I'll post like, hey, this kid probably doesn't look that good, but keep watching. So in 3 months, hey, tune back in and see the progress. So I'll get kids who like are not the greatest.
Those kids trash. That's what he's saying. He
They're
said
not the greatest.
But
I'm going to post them. I'm going to post them because, hey, come back in 3 months and see how far they're
going to be like, I remember this kid.
Yeah.
They can slow down.
Yeah. I had an 8th grader who, he was in 7th grade. He couldn't jump over a piece of paper. He couldn't jump over a piece of paper.
That's crazy.
But after like 2 months, we were touching rim.
Ooh.
And part of the reason why he couldn't jump is he probably just didn't practice the actual motion enough. But also I have this machine where it's like a vertical trainer where we did like 150 jumps every session. He hated it. But
Make your legs hurt.
I know.
by the time like 2 months later I was like, hey, go touch rim. He's touching it.
Let's go.
So now he's in 8th grade. And
What's his name?
Chris.
Shout him out.
Chris.
Probably not gonna see this.
He's gonna see it. He's gonna see it. Chris.
Probably got TikTok.
Shout out our 8th grader, Chris. Hopefully your mom shows you this. That's crazy. But I love that. And then when you talk about the creative side of everything, you also have merch, not only just your Cool Hands merch with a little grasping to
How do you come up with that? Like,
Yeah.
what is the creative?
Man, tossing it back to keeping it in the house and working with people I know. At Port Charlotte High, Coach P, he was digital design person. So when I needed a logo, I made a status. Facebook, Twitter, or X. I say I need a logo. I get all these like people that have the algorithm rigged so when people ask about logos, they get notifications. So my notifications are going crazy. I don't know them. So I know Coach P worked in digital design. So I reached out to Coach P. And he actually had a student, Logan Banish, I think it's like 4th period, make my logo. So I would take my break as a sub, I was subbing at Murdoch Middle School, and go to Port Charlotte High, and we tweak it here, tweak it there, tweak it there. I think it went on for like 3 weeks on us just tweaking little stuff. And so Logan Banish, he, I think Coach P came up with the concept, Logan Banish did the work, and I was just like the overseer of, hey, let's add this, let's do this.
Yeah. Which is dope. And that's cool that you said that. Like, how important is it to just make it happen? If it's something that you want to do, if it's a goal that you have, if it's something that, you see yourself doing, how important is it to just make it happen?
A lot of people like to use the term, I don't have time. You're going to make time for what you want to make time for. If you want to work out, you're going to wake up an hour before work and go work out and take a shower.
Exactly.
So for me, tossing it back to playing, just going back to college, like I had a kid, it was hard, but it was important for me to finish. And when you look back 30 years, hey, I made it happen. For my kids, hey, I had you, I made it happen. Like, don't give me excuses, because I'm not an excuse person, I'm a solution person. Like, there's a problem, we're not going to go around it, we're going to go through it. So for me, it's important to make it happen. So
absolutely, which is super, super dope. And so where'd you come up with the hymn merch?
Hey, I'm not even really a fan of like the him stuff, but the youth love it, right? The youth love, I'm him, so hey, I'm going to give the youth what they want. They want the him shirt, so.
As soon as he dropped it, I bought one.
See what I'm talking about?
He looked at the camera and everything,
I
too.
gave,
you feel me?
I coached a team in Northport, a recreational team, and I coached 8 of them, and they're some hard workers, so I recently just gave them like all just free him shirts.
Nice.
So now I go at Woodland Middle, wear that, and call themselves him. So.
Nice.
Well, then they got the Cool Hands out there.
Yeah, they got this E's on there. So.
Yeah, that's super dope. And then so you also, you had mentioned it earlier that you host the annual basketball session, a free annual basketball session.
Yeah.
Right? So how did that come about? What is it? And yeah.
So my mom passed away in 2020, so I kind of do it in honor of her.
Okay.
Without my mom, I wouldn't have the basketball resume because I would never went back to college. My mom was like my security blanket in life. When I had my kid, I still had a key to her house. I could just go there, unlock the door. Hey, I'm going to hoop. Come back, pick the kid up. Hey, it was straight. So I lost my mom. That hurt. That just not even emotionally, but just as a helper in life. And I titled that my free session. Her name was Deion Washington, the Deion Washington annual basketball thing, basketball session. So I do that every year. Last year I had sponsors, so like Blended by Blue, my barber, PG Good Inspections, rodent removal, were shot by A who shot that, right? Couple sponsors where they paid a fee. I got the names on the back of the shirt. Their sponsorship ended up paying for the free shirts for the athletes and buying drinks for the kids that were out there.
Nice.
I had Ish out there. I don't think he had started. I don't think he had the name New Era yet.
I kind of started. I had the name New Era, but I didn't I wasn't out recording athletes. I kind of was over here like trying to find collabs and stuff like that.
So
and then he hit me up for his annual thing, and I was like, I'm out there.
Yeah. So I'll be doing that again this year, probably the last week in July, when all these travel ball people are done playing basketball. It'll be free. I got a guy I think we're going to end up cooking for the kids too.
Let's go.
So I think last year we were out there like
I'm out there.
9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Probably extend that to like 1 p.m.
Nice.
So it's just a free session where just giving back to the community. It's a basketball thing, but I want to get to the point where it is a community thing.
Right.
Like, hey, bring your kids out.
Everybody
We got
out
free
there.
food. Hey, come on. We got food. We got drinks. Like, come out. So
And
right
everyone's
now,
just hooping, like throwing
so
up shots,
I
or
do
what?
I do a session for like age groups, and I think I did like 6 to 9, then 10 to 13, then 14 and up. So I split them up by age groups and rolled through it. And I think we did a 3-on-3 tournament for the older group last year. Gave about like $20 Amazon gift cards for the winners.
Nice.
So they left with those and free shirts, and
By the way, the
Yeah.
shirts were fire.
it was a good event.
Shirts were
Good.
fire.
What's your goal with all this? Like, where are you wanting to go? Like, where do you see it going? Like, why are you doing it?
The short-term goal in about 3 to 5 years is to buy a piece of land, lay some pavement, basketball court, fence it in, and
go.
make that an asset. So not just a basketball court where it's just there, where it's like an area where, hey, this AAU team wants to practice. Okay, cool. Let's keep adding to this court and let's add a pavilion. Okay, cool. The business is growing. Let's close it in. Let's make it a gym. That's like the long-term goal is to have a gym and just hoop, make it an asset.
Just hoop.
People want to rent it out. So that's the long-term goal, just building a gym.
Do you feel like there's a need for that?
In my opinion, I believe so. Just because, like, me and him, we go hoop at Sant. We only have one day out of the week to just go hoop normally. And people don't want to hoop outside no more. So it's like we need gyms around here.
I'm going to say yes because Charlotte County doesn't cater to the basketball crowd.
And so you're trying to be the difference, correct?
To an extent, but I don't like relying on other people to do what I need to do.
Absolutely.
So
that's another one.
Before.
That's another one.
So my son, my oldest son, he's 6. All he wants to do is play basketball.
Yeah.
LeBron is like God's gift to earth to him. You can't tell him nothing about LeBron. And that's what he does. So, I mean, I want to have a space where we can train and he can hoop where we're not limited. Like, we're not on somebody else's time. Like, we're on our time. And so eventually I want to get into travel ball coaching, and I don't want to have to worry about, hey, we're practicing here. Oh, there's kids out here. Hey, we got to rent this gym. Like, no, we have our home court. We have our assets. We're here. Let's practice. And something where I don't have to lean on Charlotte County or you walk in the gym, there's pickleball.
Oh, don't even.
Like, come on, man.
Bad.
Like, you walk in the gym and they're
Every
playing,
gym, man.
like, they're playing kickball in the gym. Like, that's an outdoor sport. Like, they're playing indoor hockey. Like, bro, like,
Indoor hockey.
like as a basketball player, when you go to the gym, they're like,
No
they're
cap,
gonna
yeah,
piss
it's
you
supposed to
off,
be
bro.
gym.
Like, I didn't
Facts.
pull it up here, man.
Supposed to be hoops
So-
He
only.
said to play fucking indoor hockey. What is
Like-
happening?
Like, so that's the goal. The gym's long-term goal, but short-term wise, 3 to 5 years. Hey, let's get this land, let's get this concrete, let's get these glass backboards outside, plastic rims, and let's go from there.
Let's go. That's super sick. And I genuinely do think that is something that the community needs as well.
agree.
Just like you said, even just being around, now I'm around New Era more, so I'm going to the games and I'm seeing like what the dynamic is like, and I'm just kind of diving into that world a little bit more. And even just that little bit that I have seen, there is such a need for that.
You'd
It
be
just really
shocked.
is.
You'd be shocked at how much they charge to rent that gym.
Oh, I don't.
About north of
Even just to run the leagues.
north of
It's insane.
225 an hour.
An hour?
An hour.
hour.
And we're not
That's
even
sick.
talking about like a gym with space or like you've seen the gym. Like it's not
What?
that big.
Those were the best they got.
Yeah.
Like,
They're the-
Centennial's the best gym, but we can't use it. They don't let us.
Really?
That's how it is.
Wild. What? 225 an hour?
I think I
I almost just threw up. I almost
Yeah,
just threw
it's
up.
crazy.
That's crazy.
At
That made
the
me sweat a little bit. Go ahead,
recreational centers, like you'll go there and they'll have like an instructor for square dancing inside one of the rooms, and it's like, okay, cool, bro. Y'all hear square dancing, like that's fine, right? But those instructors.
He's just saying the most,
I'm dead serious.
out of pocket.
I'm dead serious though. They be up in there square dancing. Yeah, no,
that's wild.
They be up in there square dancing. So a guy who worked at the rec, he went to the bathroom. He was like, hey, why don't we get Matt in with Coins Academy under that same instructor fee where he doesn't have to go through all the paperwork of a 5013 and proving insurance. Let's just get him on. They shut it down. What? And it's like, yo, I'm a person where it's not like I'm in here with adults. Yeah. It's a recreational center, and I'm coming here with the youth to train them. But y'all got square dancing in the room. but the stuff like that goes on in Charlotte County where you question like, yo, they don't even care. Like, we got these kids, and there's already not a lot to do for the kids.
True.
Right? You got bowling, you got Kid Star. To an extent.
Not even anymore.
The movies.
He catching disease going
since COVID. Ain't no movies ain't no big movies really popping out like that.
Yeah,
they coming to Netflix and stuff. So, like, you get kids and you're like, yo, why this kid always in trouble? He's 18, 19, bro. He's sitting at home. Ain't nothing to do. So like, anybody gonna get in trouble. You sitting at home, nothing to do. Like, you can go to work. Okay, cool. We went bowling last week. Okay, cool. Like, we seen the movies last week. Like. I just get repetitive, so me and a couple guys, like, we'll try to, we try to get our way into, hey, let's try to get these kids in the gym the right way. So you get other trainers who are tapped in with high schools and whatnot, and, they got their kids in the gym, which is cool. But as far as me building my space and trying to get there, like, I'm tired of relying and reaching out. Like, I'm not with the sucking up to people, but I'm not doing that. It's not me.
They're literally in the way.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm really actually glad that you said that because I cannot agree more with that, especially with the younger people. Like, one of my little cousins just said to my mom. My mom called me up. She was like, "Do you know what your little cousin just said to me?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "He just said that he hangs out at Wawa." I said, Mom, yeah, that's a thing. She's like, why are they hanging out at a gas station? I'm like, because there's nothing to do for kids that age.
Nothing to do, man.
Especially like in this area now, and what you're trying to do, and that's another reason why when he told me everything that you're trying to do and how he wanted to have you on, I was like, absolutely, because I could already see, and like hearing you explain it more is even a lot more respect goes to you because that's not something that a lot of people are trying to do, especially look out for the younger crowd and for the youth like that. So definitely like keep doing what you're doing, keep going, keep growing. Like we're excited at Powerful Mind. Yeah, we're excited at Powerful Mind, a new area to see Cool Hands continue to be awesome and rock and get that gym. You know what I'm saying? So for real. Get that gym for real. So
because New Era is going in there.
we traded too. Let me know.
We traded too.
Yeah, and it's stuff like that where that's very legitimate. If you get a gym and then you are able to help other people create their visions and everything. Look at what's happening right now. This is Dre's establishment. This is Dre and his family's establishment.
Shout out Dre, man.
Shout out Dre. Shout out Bashment. Shout out Real Focus Entertainment. Because he allowed me to have a vessel to do what I want to do with Powerful Mind. You feel me? So it's and that's why we have this segment, guys. I'm hyped because it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. Like I've been trying to say, like athletes and creators are really not that far apart when it comes to the same ideals of everything. So you trying to get the gym to help everybody else, do their teams and do what they got to do. Same exact thing. And I love it. Let's get a snap all around. Snap. Yeah, let's go. Snaps all around.
Appreciate Powerful Mind letting us be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Any final questions?
So I also have one more question. You said that you were going to be coaching high school girls basketball. Are you still going to be doing that?
Middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah, man. I coached Murdoch girls this past year.
How was it going, like, approaching that team for the first time?
It was a task because it wasn't really a team. Yeah. It was kind of just some girls wanting to play basketball.
Because I heard about the school and I just wanted to see your.
So they met the right one because it was a shell shock to them. They met the right one. So
he said, I'm him. I'm him.
I had a couple girls who threatened to quit because they didn't understand what it meant and what a winner, like they didn't understand that concept. They were just some girls who were like, hey, let's try out. And then here I am, rich and back on to basketball. Like, we getting blown out. See, y'all getting embarrassed, but I'm getting embarrassed too. Like I'm on the sideline coaching y'all. Like, yo, see, now I'm pissed off because y'all out here BSing, bro. What y'all doing?
Yeah.
So from day one, like they were not a good team, but they showed up and they were willing to learn and try. So by the last game we played, they played great.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
We just wasn't a talented team, but the growth that they made from day one to
now.
the last day of the season, like I was proud of them. Did I yell at them every step of the way? 100%. 100%. Did I make them run? When I was on some Coach Carter stuff, I'm there. 100%. But like it paid off. Like I had a girl who she didn't like me. I told her I don't care. Yeah. That's not my job.
Did you tell them like what do you expect for next year? Like what was
they know. I don't gotta say nothing. They know. And they gonna spread the word as far as how like this is ran because I'm not here to get embarrassed.
Because they all know you come back next season, right?
Yeah. So I think a girl we lost to a team we should have beat, and I told them, yo, this don't mean nothing to you. Quit. Now, did I really want them to quit? Not at all. But I had to test their heart. Like, yo, like, are we here? Like, do y'all want to play?
Yep.
So this one girl, she said she quit. That's fine, bye. Like, I'll coach whoever wants to play. Now, she ended up coming back.
Of course.
She ended up coming back, and I let her back
because
she wasn't a girl who understood, like, hey, I'm just testing your heart.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not with the new era of these, the new era. I'm not with these new era athletes who.
You can't say that.
That's tough.
You can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that.
Now go ahead.
I'm not with these new age athletes that like play for the camera and think that they're above the team. Like, okay, cool, we know you're the best player, but when it comes to practices, like you're gonna dive on the floor like everybody else. You're gonna take these charges like everybody else. We know you're gonna lead the team in shots. We know you're gonna lead the team in scoring. But you gonna show up to practice every day like everybody else, and if you plan on me, you're not with that, yo, bye. Like transfer. I'll play with who I have and who's coming to play. Like these new coaches, they'll cater to these stars. Not me. I'm not with it.
You cater to the whole team.
The whole team. In practice, we're equal. Like I said, we know who's gonna lead the team in scoring. We know who's gonna take the most shots. We know who's gonna get the love. You're gonna get it, but you're gonna show up. And you're going to practice hard like everybody else.
What I used to hear, everybody on the team's a star, just in their own role.
No, so yes. Yeah, we had a guy, shout out Justin Medina, my senior year. I scored more points in one game than Justin Medina scored all year, but he led the team in charges by like triple. Jeez. And that was his role. He was like 5'8", and he was going to take charges, and that's what he did. And we didn't overlook him. We didn't call him trash because, yo.
It changes the whole game.
Yeah, we didn't want to take charges. Like, I'm averaging 20.
It'll change the whole crowd.
I ain't trying to take charges, averaging 20 a game. Like, yo, but hey, my dog, I appreciate you. And we all gelled as a team because my senior year in high school, everybody understood their role. And everybody was a star in their role. So, yeah, man, I'm that coach where I might be 26, but mentally, coaching-wise, I'm like 45. Like all these new age athletes.
New era.
Yeah.
They kind of piss me off. I ain't gonna lie, they rub me the wrong way.
They do.
So, yeah. Dude, super dope. Super dope. I love that. Yeah, that new era stuff was kind of wild. That's definitely getting clipped. It's definitely getting clipped.
I gotta keep it in there.
But no, seriously, thank you again. This was awesome.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you for coming on. Any final thoughts?
No, honestly, just keep doing your thing. I'm glad that you came onto this podcast because, honestly, I've seen what you're doing in PC, and honestly, you inspired New Era to be that as well, and just literally like inspire, create, and motivate, and that's what you do. So
appreciate you.
Absolutely.
That's why we all here.
Yeah.
So.
Seriously, thank you again. Tell the people. Whoa! Premature applause.
I thought it was on that time too.
Tell the camera where to find you, where to support you at, all that.
Man, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Cool Hands Academy. Look me up, man. That's it.
You got anything coming up?
Free event. Last week of July for the kids. Free event, man. Free food, free drinks. Free shirts.
New Era will be there.
Pull up, man. New Era gonna be there. Shout out New Era, man. Shout out everybody that supported me, whether it's a like, comment, share, view, word of mouth. Appreciate y'all, man. Couldn't do it without y'all.
Absolutely. And what segment was this? Tell the camera.
A powerful New Era.
We'll see you next time, guys. Peace.
Let's go.